Hi, good day to you. Welcome to another episode of ASEAN Kita, where today we will be focusing on the topic of why Malaysia is opted for most Indonesian students to pursue higher education. With me, Farhan Nakimi, and Abdul Aiman, we will also, explore what are some of the reasons behind it, and it has also become an increasingly popular trend for them, and we will explore why. In this episode, but it's not just about academics, but the shared cultural similarities between Malaysia and Indonesia, be it language, lifestyle, or traditions, which plays a significant role in making Malaysian campuses feel like a second home for them.
Yes, Farhan, this seamless transition often helps students adapt quickly, fostering a supportive and inclusive environment for learning and growth. We will also dive into the big picture of how Malaysian education influences career opportunities for Indonesian students. Do these graduates see their experience in Malaysia as an advantage when they're away from home or venture into the global job market? And today we will unravel that with Faiza Omar Khalifa, who is the Secretary General of Perhimpunan Pelajar Indonesia PPI Malaysia, and also Hanum Aisyah Artatila, Head of Secretarial and Administrative Bureau for PPI Malaysia. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you're doing well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So maybe the first question will go to Omar. So why do you think Malaysia has become such a popular destination for Indonesian students seeking higher education beyond the academics? Are there specific factors such as cultural ties or lifestyle that make Malaysia stands out?
Yeah, okay. First of all, I would like to say thank you so much for inviting us, PP Malaysia, to come to Astro, especially to conduct a discussion regarding diaspora Indonesian students. Hereby I speak representing Indonesian students, also the PPI Malaysia. And I think it depends on each individuals who choose Malaysia as their destination of studying journey. But I think personally, Malaysia is one of a country, because we have geographical proximity between Indonesia and Malaysia. There's a lot of cultural similarities, lifestyle, and also affordability of the study. And I think that stuff is one of the factors that why Indonesian students are choosing Malaysia, because also Malaysia is, for me, among countries in Southeast Asia, they have a lot of universities which have great quality of education, especially in the world ranking, to be precise, in the Southeast Asia, like University Malaya, and also University Putra Malaysia, and also our universities from International Islamic University Malaysia. They have a lot of great moral value that provided for the students. I think that's one of the factors that why Indonesian students choose Malaysia for their educational journey.
Yeah, well, that's from Umar, but what about you, Hanum? Like, do you think, affordability and proximity play into, the decision making for all these Indonesian students to choose Malaysia, like in comparison to any other ASEAN countries in the region, right? So, like, why do you think Malaysia is the best choice for you?
Of course, I think the affordability in Malaysia is like one of the main factor why there's so many Indonesian students study in Malaysia, because like the living costs and also the tuition fees compared to the university in Western, it's all, of course, more cheaper, like more cheap. And then I think it's because like the same religion, same culture. I think it's make many Indonesian students more comfortable and easier to adapt in Malaysia, especially. Something like that.
I know Malaysia is home to several internationally acclaimed universities. How does this reputation influence Indonesian students? Do they view Malaysian degrees as being highly valued, both in Indonesia and globally?
I think it's because like I think for many Indonesian students like choose Malaysia, it's because like there are some universities in Malaysia that have ranked highly in global university rankings, like University Malaya, and UKM. I think that's why many Indonesian students like want to have like there's value in Malaysian university, and I think it's one of the macam kebanggaan Untuk
Right.
for Indonesian student, if like they're graduate from that university and come to Indonesia, and they're gonna have like a good job from that university because like that background.
So do you think that a degree from a Malaysian institution is highly valued in Indonesia?
I think it depends with the university itself because like we in both Indonesia and Malaysia have their rank tops university.
sure.
Like we have University of Indonesia and then
UI, right?
UI, UI, and then Malaysia have University Malaya.
Yeah.
So like I think it depends with the university, like how top the rank of the university itself.
Well, understood. Well, yeah.
Omar, when we talk about studies, university is one thing. Career prospect is also important. How do Indonesian students perceive their career opportunities after studying in Malaysia? Do they feel like education here gives them a competitive edge, or either when returning to Indonesia or seeking, international opportunities? Thoughts?
Yeah, I think as an international student, it was a great opportunity for us to get a job, especially abroad, outside Indonesia. And I think also every day the competitiveness of, fresh graduate especially, for looking a job in Indonesia or in Malaysia is quite hard for me because I just graduated this month, especially 20th of November, and until now I'm still looking for a job. And I think it's quite good for us as an international student in Malaysia to looking a job because like Hanum said, there's something like pride for Indonesian students to can study abroad around the world, not only in Malaysia, in Australia, and so on and so forth. So I think it's a great opportunity for us to seeking a job outside the country, especially in Indonesia.
Well, we know that, like I mentioned earlier, Malaysia and Indonesia share a lot of cultural similarities. But how important is this factor to you guys? I mean, like we all know, like in terms of the language, lifestyle, and also some food, from Malaysia as well. Share the same ones as in the ones in Indonesia, right? So. How do you think this also play an important factor?
Of course, it's play important factor because we as an Indonesian student, we feel like in Indonesia itself, Indonesia in Malaysia, because whenever we go, we listen Indonesian song. Whenever you go, we find Indonesian food. Like it's like totally almost exactly the same like we're in Indonesia itself. So it's more like what I said before, it's easier for us as an international student to, especially Indonesian student, to adapt in Malaysia because that factor. What about Omar?
I agree with you, Hanum.
Yeah. Maybe both of you could share with us, the audience, your personal experience during your first few days or weeks in Malaysia. What stood out to you the most as an Indonesian student adapting to life in Malaysia?
Actually, this I don't know, it's what kind of story, but honestly, the first time I come to Malaysia, I was like nervous because I thought Malaysian is like. I'm afraid that Malaysian people is not like Indonesian because like we have a personal beef, something like Indonesian and Malaysian sometimes conflict. There's a conflict with with football or something like that. There's so many conflict that between two countries. So I thought that Malaysian people are gonna hate me, especially in my campus. But when I come to Malaysia, all my thought about that is totally wrong because Malaysian is so humble to me, and then whenever I ask for direction or for anything, they're so kind to me, and especially when they know that I'm Indonesian, they're more really kind.
Yeah, we're friendlier towards
friendly because it feels like we're macam neighbor lah, something like that. So I think it's really nice experience.
And also, is it shocking when you found out that there are certain words in Bahasa Malaysia that totally, carry a totally different meaning from Bahasa Indonesia? We share the exact same words, but those words carry, very significant meaning.
Yeah, that's why there's some language barrier, right? Especially in Malaysia, whenever we communication with Malaysian friends, you cakap apa? Like, what you say? Like, there's some language barrier, but for some words only. But overall, we understand what they say and they understand what we say, something like that.
And for Omar?
Yeah, I think it's for me. The first day I came here in Malaysia, it's actually we are pandemic batch.
Oh, okay.
So our first day is mixed feelings between excitement and also nervous, because like a lot of people homesick, because they found a culture shock maybe, some people. But for me, because since my senior high school is also boarding school, I often stay away. I often stay far from my family since I was in senior high school, so until now. So I think because of a lot of similarities, culture, food, languages, moral value, and so on and so forth between Indonesia and Malaysia, I think for me is more easily to adapt in Malaysia. And also PPI in my campus in IAUM, also PPI Malaysia, are very welcoming us as Indonesian students, new Indonesian students. They really provide us a lot of information about Malaysia, about social life in Malaysia, and so on and so forth. So I think for me, the first day I came here in Malaysia is very, very mixed feelings for me.
Mixed feelings, yeah.
I wonder how much influence do family or communities have in helping students, like yourself to pursue the education in Malaysia? Do families or your community generally encourage students from Indonesia to study in Malaysia, or in your experience?
Yeah, my experience also, of course, I can be here in Malaysia in IAUM. Also, my parents also contribute in encouraging me to pergilah kau kuliah di luar negeri. Merantau, kalau orang Indonesia cakap merantaulah kau ke negeri orang sini. So I think it's very crucial. The encouragement from families, friends, also the community is really crucial for me. I believe that they are my support system in Malaysia.
And what about Anne?
Actually, I get influenced by my friends that already study in Malaysia, in IAUM especially. And then they I'm seeing her Instagram, like, oh my God, it's so fun I think it's so fun to study in Malaysia because she always eating Indonesian food. Like, how come is that, something like that? But my family actually didn't approve why I study in Malaysia. That's why I think I need to macam bujuk lah my family, because I'm a girl in my family. I think
it's hard to let go.
It's so hard to get approved by them. But they approve because it's in Malaysia, because it's near, and especially in my campus, the environment is really nice. I think that's why they approve that.
Well, I think there's a lot to discuss, Amirul, but we will need to take a short break. We will come back after this.
This new year, Astro brings Silele Channel 100.
So exciting!
Sharing endless entertainment for everyone. Okay, drama made easy for you to stream.
Thank you.
Travel with our stars. Stay entertained with Disney Plus Hotstar. And blockbusters from around the world.
Good for you.
You and your family can stream anytime, any way you like. Oh yeah! Silele Channel 100 and Astro Go. Easy streaming, endless entertainment.
Kementerian Dalam Negeri memberi lampu hijau supaya pengesanan dadah dilakukan terhadap pengguna web Tahap integriti warga polis Diraja Malaysia PDRM masih membimbangkan walaupun peringatan dan amaran diberikan berulang kali.
Anwar menegaskan bahawa negara ini tidak mengiktiraf Israel secara de jure meskipun keberadaan negara itu di peringkat antarabangsa.
Malaysia tidak akan meminda peta sempadan maritim dan tetap mempertahankan kawasan dan kedaulatan negara di Laut Cina Selatan.
Sejak hari ini, aku netu tepat aku sendiri.
Kahwa High Council. Early access di rumah. Sewa dan stream on demand atau sila ke saluran 480.
Hi, welcome back to ASEAN Kita with me, Amirul Aiman and Farhan Hakimi, where we are with two guests from PPI Malaysia, which is Faiza Omar Khalifa and also Hanum Aisyah Ataltila, where we are discussing on why Malaysia is opted as the most, for most Indonesian students to pursue their higher education. Now, I would like to ask to Hanum and Omar, how would you describe campus life in Malaysia? You know, are there notable differences in how students here, participate in activities or approach in academics to Indonesia? Yeah.
I think for me, some of the aspect in my campus, especially we're talking about campus, right? Because we're in International Islamic University Malaysia. So I think there is some aspect that different, especially like in Indonesia we have like research like skripsi, if you know, but here we only have FYP, and also like some learning in everyday life in campus that I think is different with Indonesia. But overall, in campus life, I think not really different with Indonesian campus. Like we really can adapt in campus because a lot like the lectures, the friends, everything is so nice to us and nice to me especially. But what the problem is in our campus is international. So there is so many. Students from many countries that not only Malaysia and Indonesia, like Bangladesh, India, and Korea, and so many more. I think that's why we need to adapt with their culture, with their behavior. I think our campus is more challenging than or than compared to other campus that only have local student or like Indonesian students, something like that. Because we have so many people from many countries in our campus, something like that.
Yeah, I think we would also like to know, like, how does, what role does PPI play in helping, Indonesians in Malaysia? Because I was informed that there are millions of Indonesians here, right, for various purposes. So, like, what do you guys do? I mean, like, are there, like, some activities that you guys, do to connect Indonesians in the country?
Okay, so basically, PPI Malaysia have their three ecosystems of PPI. There are three ecosystems of PPI Malaysia. The first one is PPI Malaysia itself. The next one is PPI Campus. And the last one is the Embassy of Republic of Indonesia. So basically, there are, each campus in Malaysia, currently we have 30 to 31 PPI campus. So each university in Malaysia have their own PPI. Like IIUM, we have PPI IIUM. And University of Malaya, they have PPIUM, APU, Taylors, and so on and so forth. Starting from Semenanjung until Sabah Sarawak, they have their own PPI in their campus. That stand under the umbrella of PPI Malaysia. So basically, the PPI Malaysia itself is, I would like to say, a second home for Indonesian students. We engage together, we gather together in events. We conduct a lot of events, like cultural events, because Indonesian students in Malaysia not only learn and studying in Malaysia, but also us is cultural ambassador for our country, Indonesia. We have to act good, our attitude, the way we talk to people, and also so forth. And also PPI Malaysia is also act as a bridge between students and also the Embassy of Indonesia. We often also curate innovative event, also cooperation between Indonesian students and Embassy. They really support us, and also with the PPI campus, we have a lot of thousands of students in Indonesia and Malaysia, and we are very diverse. Like in Indonesia, we have 1,000, maybe 100,000 of ethnic group. So there's a lot of people came here from Sumatra, from Aceh, from Papua, Ternate, Jakarta, Bandung, and so on. There's so many people. Like we have to unite together under the PPI Malaysia.
I was made to understand that there's a program called Yuk Kuliah di Malaysia, initiated by PPI. So beside this program, are there other initiatives by the Indonesian government to promote studying in Malaysia? And how does these programs compare to programs encouraging students to study in, for example, countries like Australia or the States, United States?
In PPI Malaysia, we have like Yuk Kuliah di Malaysia, and also we have Edu Fair. It's currently ongoing, starting from early November until maybe mid of December. So basically, the objective of the event is we want to we want to invite students in Indonesia. In Indonesia, senior high school student in Indonesia who are looking for a university, we invite them to come to Malaysia. So these initiatives came from Indonesian students. It's also with the support of Embassy of Indonesia. For the current program, we Indonesian students are volunteering, go to Indonesia we spread out the people to a lot of schools in Jakarta, in Bandung, and also in Surabaya. So we conduct a presentation to we introduce how the campus life, how the university in Malaysia, and we embrace them, the students, invite them to come to Malaysia to study in Malaysia.
Well, Hanum, we would also like to know, like, aside from what you have mentioned earlier, right? How does studying in Malaysia shape you as a person?
Shape me as a person? I think it's because the challenging as a study abroad, especially in my campus, like what I said before, because we met a lot of people that from different background, different behavior. It's shaped my personality itself, like how I can to meet people with people like that, and I've got so many experience when I'm studying in Malaysia. That's why I feel like more confident when if I want to go study abroad, and even I want to find a job. I think because I have like macam I macam bekal macam something
capital.
Macam capital. I have capital because I already studied in Malaysia and I get so many experience here.
Okay.
For Malaysian students, we have a spot where we usually hang out. Farhan, like we always go to mamak stalls, But what about Indonesian students? Do you have like any
specific
favorite hangout spots or cultural activities that are enjoyed by Indonesian students that bring together the community together?
Yeah. Okay. Me personally, I think a lot of students in Indonesia, not only students but people in Indonesia, is really love to hang out. We call it nongkrong. In Malaysia, lepak. So I found the differences between Indonesia and Malaysia. Indonesian people is really love of viral things, right?
Yeah.
Viral things. Everything that's viral. Oh, there's a cafe virals in Damansara. Okay, let's
I
go.
will love them as well, right? I mean, everyone loves it, right?
Like we say for more.
Yeah.
It's not just
Me also personally is really love to hang out with my friends and also with our community, PPI Malaysia or PPI campus. We love to gather together, have a discussions, chit chat, and sharing. How's life? For the spots is. To be precise,
not shawarma stall. Since you are studying UIA, right?
Because we're Indonesian, we really love to hang out at cafe.
Okay,
cafes. If you know, near IIM is also there's quite a lot of cafe, but if compared to Indonesia, it's quite far because Indonesia is, if you walk like 100 meters, 200 meters, there's cafe along the way.
Right.
When we talk about friendship and networking, how easy it is for Indonesian students to build friendships and networks in Malaysia, both with local and international students like Indonesian yourselves? Yeah.
I think it's easier for us to have a friendship with local because sometimes we just using bahasa and they understand what we say, and when they're using bahasa Melayu pun we also understand. That's why I think it's more easier, because one of the challenge that for friendship is language barrier, right? Especially in our campus, there is international, because there's some language barrier. There's some student from other countries that can really speak English or Melayu fluently. That's why it's so hard to communicate with them. But with local people, it's easy for us to communicate with them and get a friendship with them. Something like that.
Well, I think let's pose this question to Omar and Hanum, both of you guys. What's something that you think people might be surprised, especially Malaysians, to learn about the Indonesian community in Malaysia?
For me, surprising moment. Yeah, this is for me personally. Yeah. Often I hang out with my friends. Maybe we often hang out 10 p.m. and until midnight. Yeah, we lepak at Mama lah, kedai Mama. I found that there's a lot of kids that their parents brings to Mama at 3 a.m., 2 a.m. I think like, oh man. In Indonesia, kids at that time is already sleep. Yeah, maybe they sleep after Isha, 8 p.m. And here, I found that the kids is still playing at Ampang Park in cafes. Oh my God, this is cool, man. For me, it's one of a surprise moment for me in Malaysia. Well, Hanu.
I think with the question, I think why people might surprise with Indonesian community is like we have a lot of events that maybe they only see us as a student, but actually we really work in PPI as a professional job without fee. Stuff like that, because we are so have a partnership with many companies, something like that, and then also we have so many events includes so many immigrants and then so many workers in Indonesia that maybe regular people only see us as regular organization, but not is really that serious. But actually we're really that serious.
And I was informed that you guys have your own assembly as well, right? To discuss matters related to Indonesians and also PPI itself.
Right.
Okay, that's so unique.
And also, I think that, like Adam said, as Indonesian students, we are not only studying here, but also the one thing that I would like to appreciate to Indonesian students in Malaysia is the sense of the solidarity, the nationalism of Indonesian students in Malaysia, the range, walaupun terpisah jarak yang jauh between the family and them, the sense of belongings, the sense of solidarity between Indonesian students, between each other, and also with other students from around the world. Yeah, that's one thing that I would like to appreciate, because that stuff is really important for us as a young generation to connect each other, because the global rivalry every day is getting more advanced. Yeah, because we often organize a lot of cultural events also, and we meet a lot of people from around the world.
We know every international student faces unique challenges, especially whether it's adapting to a new education system or managing homesickness. Do you think Malaysian universities are properly equipped to support Indonesian students in your experience yourself?
I think for me it's really support, because like what I said before, in my Malaysian university, I think the learning every day in campus, I think it's really nice for us, like how we can understand what the lectures said, how they teach us, how the academic really give us really. I think especially in my major communication, like we have so many things to do. Like we can be reporter or journalism. There are so many clubs. I think campus in Malaysia really support us.
Okay, I guess that's all that time we have for ASEAN Kita today. We would like to thank Faizal Omar Khalifa, Secretary General Perhimpunan Pelajar Indonesia PPI Malaysia, and also Hanum Aisyah Atartila, Head of Secretarial and Administrative Bureau PPI Malaysia. We will discuss today on why Malaysia is opted for most Indonesian students to pursue higher education. And this is all for me, Amirul Aiman.
And I'm Farhan Hakimi. See you next time.